Welcome everyone in this lecture. As we were discussing in production and operation management about the flexibilities, and we have covered system flexibility. So, in this lecture, I will start the last flexibility is aggregate flexibility, and I will tell you how it works in the organizations. So, basically, three types of aggregate flexibilities are described as follow. What is flexibility? I have just take a quick revision of flexibility. It means your organization is flexible to adapt the changes. Okay, he have the power, he have the capacity. If any kind of requirement or requirement of changes occur just through the external environment, then you can easily change your product, you can easily change your processes or any type of operation in your organization so that you can achieve the maximum goal of the flexibility. Okay, or you can satisfy your customers. Basically flexibility works only to satisfy our customer, as we know that after the selling of the product we need to change the particular products. Okay, suppose customer has given the feedback that the product aesthetic, yeah, product weight is very large, we can say product weight is very is too much. So how will you reduce the weight of your product? Suppose we are talking about an Android mobile phone or it is very heavy, so you have to reduce the weight after the next in a next technologies. Okay, and you will take a consideration of that kind of feedback of the we can say we found from the customers. Okay, or if the customer say that the coloring of the mobile phone is not good, the overall concept which you have used in mobile phone, your features are not that much effective, the other as per the comparison of other phones. So you have a capacity to change these features as per the requirement of customer. So the third level, as we have discussed, two types of flexibility: basic flexibility and system flexibility. But after these two flexibility, there are 3 points, which is aggregate flexibility. What does it mean? It means there are three types of aggregate flexibility. Number one, program flexibility. It means the ability of a system to run for reasonable long period without external intervention. It means your program which you are using in your particular organization, it has an ability to run your system with a long term or with a long period. Okay, if the external environment or external factors affect your particular program, that can create problems. So we have to maintain a proper program of flexibility, as if we do any changes, or we can say we have set a program as per the requirement, so any external intervention will not affect to your program. Okay, next is we can say production flexibility. Production flexibility means the volume of a set of the part types that a system can produce without major investment in capital equipment. It means the overall volume of the production you are changing. Okay, or you are flexible for changing each and every part of your system as per the requirement, or if the we can say the parts are not working properly, so you have to work for that, and the investment of that kind of operations will say, we can say, it will be reduced. Okay, do not invest capital equipment. We can say we do not invest any kind of capital for maintaining the flexibility. We have to work on that particular amount which we already have, we can say, involved in particular production units. So basically production flexibility means when you are just shifting the overall production and you are enhancing your production without any interference or without any capital investment. Okay, next one is market flexibility. Market flexibility refers the ability of a system to efficiently adapt to changing market condition. Here you are efficiently adapting the overall market condition. It means suppose you are making a product for summer apparels you have made, but uh, after the 2 months there is a season occur, or we can say the rainy season has came. So now you have your organization have the efficiency that you will make the products, you will make the apparels as per the demand of the weather. Okay, so it means the market condition is changing due to some geographical factors, due to some natural factors. So it is your responsibility. So how we change our particular product as per the market demand or as per the market conditions. Okay, suppose you are making umbrellas, so for rainy season, but now the requirement of the market is that you make some designer clothes, or we can say the kind of there is a suit to wear in the rainy seasons. What does it name is rainy coats. Okay, raincoats you are also prepared. This is the requirement occur by the market. Okay, so you have to change your production or made some or you can say you have a particular demand of kids umbrellas. So you have to flexibility of your particular production units, that you will make some product, some attractive products for the kids. Okay, so that is called the aggregate flexibility. After the flexibility, what are the basic characteristics of modern manufacturing? Okay, the manufacturing which is using nowadays, uh, what are the basic characteristics? What are the basic concepts they are using to attract the customer, to satisfy the customer, or we can say the customers who are approaching in the market, are they satisfied by your product or not? So these are some basic concerns or values which you have added, which you have we should add to your particular product. And what are these characteristics? Number one is basic business functions. Basic business functions, we can say concept or characteristics of manufacturing, where we are producing the quality product. Okay, it means our primary concern is quality. As comparison to price, we are properly concerning to the quality. As per the quality, we have settled down the cost. Okay, if the quality is good you are giving, so price should be we can say maintained as per the quality, or we can say the cost involved in the quality product, it means the price will be high. Okay, suppose if we are compare the two different air conditions, like Lloyd air condition and we can say another is a 5 star or A-star uh, air conditions, or another company air condition like O General or Hawaki or Sazaki, जो भी होते हैं different different companies. So how can we compare these two companies? If the local, you know that the local company is not working as effectively as another company, so they are just copying the logos, they are just copying the overall aesthetics, but they are not performing well. So the prices also will down, but they are not effective, and they will take too much electricity, and they will consume lot of electricity when they are working. So we have to take we have to manufacture a product as per the customer demand with the help of the quality. Next is responsibility to produce and delivery on time. It means that we are responsible for production and we are delivering the products on the time. Suppose there is a requirement in the market of rainy products, raincoats, rainy shoes, because students are going to the we can say school is open and all the students are going in the market or for the or schools by their vehicles, and they need an umbrellas, they need these kind of materials who can save from the rain. So it is needy that your product should be available in the market before the rainy season is come. Okay, that is the requirement, that is the responsibility of your manufacturing units. Okay, next one is real value addition function. Real value addition means when you are making the product as per the customer demand. So which you are making, is it similar to the customer expectations or not? Okay, you have to think about these particular points. So as we have discussed the responsibilities and real value addition. What does it mean, real value? Suppose you are purchasing the gold from the market, or you are purchasing the gold from the Kalyanji Jewelers or Tanishq. So, is there any difference? Yes, of course there is a difference. The price also different. The overall designing of that particular gold is different. Okay, it means if they are assuring you that we are selling 24 karat gold, so that will be as per the price. Okay, they are giving you assurance and they are giving you the marka of their particular, we can say the Tanishq. Okay, Tanishq is giving or selling your the product with their logo or markas. Okay, what are these marks? These marks says that the product is authentic, reliable, and durable. Okay, so he is adding, or they particular companies are adding values in their products. Okay, and we the company has to be manufacturing, has to maintain the manufacturing functions as per the customer need or as per the customer demand, because only some kind of purchaser, some kind of customer will reach to the Tanishq. Rest who did not believe on the quality, they will reach to the local market and they will purchase the product from the local market without any assurance. Okay, the selling cost of these gold who are purchased by the local market, and the return cost is low as comparison to the Tanishq. Tanishq has given the guarantee that we are taking with the designing cost or making charges, and the return cost is equivalent to the purchasing cost. So this is called the real value addition function. Now is now the next point is changing physical properties to provide competitive edge. It means a particular company who manufacturing different kinds of goods and services. It means they are totally concentrating towards the chemical and physical property of the good. Just take a comparison of old type of uh, mobile phones and new technological smartphones. There is a big difference between old phones and new phones. They were the keypad phones and the screen was very minimum and the size of the phone was very small, and they will take lot of charging and very heavy in the weights. But in the current era, mobile phones are very smart, very slim, and very attractive as per the aesthetics. Very beautiful to see and carry. You can carry the mobile phones easily, and They are also providing the chargers. We can say the charging facility is very fast. You can charge your phone in 10 to 12 minutes. 100% battery will charge. Or just compare the comparison, or we can say the quality given by the different companies. We can say they are managing the quality as per the competitive edge. You know that things are advancing. Okay, the era is advancing, and that is called for the technological advancement. So how we will maintain our product as per the technological edge. Okay, next one is decision making is a core function. Now, decision making, as if we make the product without any demand, or we can say same product for a long time, that is called mass production. But we can say that demand can be reduced if we make the same cost, same price, and same type of product. The customer get bored by your product. Okay, suppose you are making the compact powders, or we can say the daily use products without any effective strategy, or you are not taking any decisions to maintain your prices or maintain your products designing. So that will be not a effective manufacturing. Okay, you have to take a decision or a core function. This is a core function of your organization, that what type of product we have to, and what are the changes we have to do in our product, and how can we achieve more maximum customer, how can we satisfy the maximum customer, what will be the strategies, what will be the plannings, how can we scheduling. Okay, or what type of machinery we will use for effective production. Number of things you have to take a decision for that. Okay, from where you purchase your raw material, each and everything in your manufacturing unit is need a proper decision making. Okay, next point is use of management models to manage the operations. What does it mean? It means that we are using proper management models, whether what kind of models we are using, 5M model, 6M model. There are number of models available in the management. Quality model, Sarvakwal model, or quality circles, what we are making, or what we are using for managing the quality of our products and our operations. Are the supply chain management is effective or not, or our manufacturing processes are effective or not. If the workers are not working efficiently, we have to change the workers. So these comes under the modern manufacturing concepts. Okay, so basically what we have learned in this unit, that is different types of production: intermittent, continuous production, project production, job shop production, batch production. Okay, mass production, process production, and different types of production. After we have read organizational structure, basically in the first unit we have already read about the manufacturing of goods. Okay, but here we didn't cover the services. Now we will start a very important topic, and that is service. Service, what is the means of service? Serve, serve, and ICE is serve. It means something which we are giving. Okay, something is which we are giving to the customer, the value. Okay, anything which is not showing. Okay, only you can consume. It is not showing, it is not tangible, because it is not a good for selling. It is just a service which we are providing to the customers, or to the different, we can say, in many organizations, number of workers who is giving their services for making the goods. Okay, As I am talking about myself, I am the professional of academic, and I am giving you the service of lectures. Okay, you are just reading my, you are just we can say watching my videos, or I am giving you the service that is called services. Doctor or teacher, lawyer, they all will give you the services. And what does it mean? An economic activity that creates value, means that will be valuable for you, which you are taking, okay, and provides benefit for the customers at specific times and the places. Here you are providing an economic activity that would be very beneficial for the provider as well as to the uh, who is a customer. There is a service provider and there is a service consumer. Two types of service, we can say service is delivering uh, through the this path, that there is a provider and there is a service consumer, and it is totally a bond between provider and consumer. Okay, so we can take the examples in service, like lawyers who give you the services related to your finance, related to your law and judiciary, and in the court you can see that number of lawyers are working over there, and they were fighting for their clients, and or number of clients are over there, and they were satisfying their clients by their services, and they are taking charges of their services. Okay, next is doctor. Who what the doctor do? Doctor, there are number of specialists in the market. If you have any kind of problem, you reach to the doctor and you will talk that I am suffering from this kind of problem, kindly give me the treatment. They will check you, and they are taking the consultation charges to you. Okay, and after that he will check you, he will monitor your problems, and then he will give you the proper solution of your problem, that is called services. Okay, another example of uh, we can say the farmer is also giving the services in the field for um, growing the we can say millets. Okay, so this is called that uh, a, a particular activity who creates value is called service. The basic characteristics of services are: it is intangibility, inseparability, variability, perishability, customer participation, and ownership. Number one, we are going to discuss first point is intangibility. Yes, service is intangible. It is not tangible. Tangible means we can touch, we can feel the touch. Okay, suppose there is a laptop, I can touch it. Okay, I can see what is the proper features of that laptop. But in service, you don't know, you cannot touch that what the service provider is giving to you. Okay, without using you cannot judge the services. This is properly intangible, you cannot touch it, you only feel it. Okay, if the doctor is very sweet and uh, he is guiding you or motivating you for your for defeat to your problems, it means he has a capability to satisfy you, to satisfy their patients. Okay, so uh, can you see the motivation, can you see the consultation? No, you cannot see, right? So we can say that there is a maid in your house. What she did, she come in your house, and she will clean your utensils, and she will use the particular materials and giving their services, or giving you a particular food, after using their hands and their mind. Okay, it means anything which you cannot see is called services. Next is second thing is inseparability. Inseparability means a customer and a service provider both are uh, we can say separate to each other. They are mutually interdependent, but the each and every service is different because it is not a machine. A human being is not a machine. The consultation and the satisfaction level to satisfy their customer will change. Each and every customer is of different nature, and the service provider will also have a different kind of nature. Okay, for each and every person with a different nature, the service provider will deal these customer differently. So that is called inseparability. Suppose there is a customer in the market who is doing too much bargaining to produce the product, to purchase the product. Okay, another customer who is watching the quality of the product. Okay, second person is not watching, he is only bargaining. So the service provider or who is dealing these two customers, what they did, they will satisfy both the customer with different demands. Okay, for the as per the price, he will satisfy that kind of customer with full of we can say after the negotiation. But second customer who is watching the quality, he will satisfy this customer or giving the assurance that the quality of my product is as comparison to other product is very good, so you can purchase it. Here he is dealing another way, and here he is dealing in another way. So this is called the inseparability. Next is the third point is variability. Variability means the service service providers who is providing services that can vary to person. Okay, suppose a company who is a tour planner company, Make My Trip, as you have listened the name. What does it mean? It means the person is providing the or giving the packages as per the customer requirement. Suppose we need only uh, stay facility, not food facilities in the package. So we are only the serviceman will deal only for the stay purposes. Okay, what kind of room you want, the room sizes, or what are the objects you are giving in the room. So only this. Or in next the next person who is asking you about the products or the services with food facilities, gym facilities, or we can say club facilities. So you will provide another package for him, or you will design the we can say to design the product as per the requirement of that kind of customer. Okay, so this is called the variability. As per the customer requirement, you will deal that customer, or you will make the plans for the customers. Next is perishability. Perishability means disappear after using. Suppose we have ordered a cake. Okay, and the delivery person has we can say delivered the cake to my home. And what we do, we cut the cake and we consume this cake, and the service is finished. Okay, it means the every service have a particular time period, and it will finish after using or avail these services. If you are availing the service, it will finish in a simple kind of time or hours. Suppose we have invested or we have taken uh, a ticket for railways, uh, uh, for one place to go for one place to another place. If you are going for visit, you have purchased a ticket, and after using this ticket, it will the service of this ticket has we can say finished. Okay, after this, when you reach to the destination, the value of this ticket has been uh, finished overall. Okay, so this is called perishability. Next is customer participation. In each and every service, without customer participation, you cannot design your service. Suppose if the customer, it is a we can say a need of the customer, that what kind of lawyer he want. Okay, there are number of lawyers in the court, or there are number of doctors in the market. So it is the need of the customer that if he has a problem in his eye, so he will reach to the particular eye specialist. Okay, not another kind of doctor, the physicians or oncologist or gastroenterologist. No, he will reach to the ophthalmologist. Okay, customer participation is very high in service requirements or in service design. Suppose you have a particular salon, and customer want to different he shows this type of haircut I want. So it is your responsibility that you will satisfy this customer. Yes, we can provide this type of haircut to you, and in a minimum prices. Okay, as comparison to other salons, we are giving the packages as these package, this package. You will show number of packages to the customer, and it is the customer participation with your service as what kind of service he wants. Clear? Next is ownership. Ownership means every customer and service provider have their own ownership. They are the owner of their services. If they don't want to give the service, they will not do. Or if the customer will if the customer call is doing call to a particular electrician that please come to my home and uh, repair my fan or repair my AC, and the service providers say that I don't have time today, so you have to uh, go for another customer or sorry, another serviceman, because each and every person in the service providing, we can say that each and every person is a owner, and he will charge as per their own prices. Okay, here the as per the products, if we are compare the product and services, the product cost can be fixed, but service cost are not fixed. It will vary person to person and service to service. So I hope the service part is clear for you. Oh, basically, what are the nature of the service? Just read about it. Few generalizations are the basic of the services. These are as follow. Everyone is expert on services. We all know what we want from a service organization. As we know that each one is expert, the patient is also expert. They will reach after the comparison or after the suggestions that which doctor is best in the particular place, then he will reach to you. Otherwise, he will reach to another doctor. So this is called the proper expertise. Customer is also expertise, and the serviceman is also expertise to giving the services. Next is what is well in providing one kind of services may be disastrous in other type. For example, meal and fast food. It means we cannot compare two types of services equally. Each one is giving different types of services. Suppose if we are purchasing or we are going to eat meals, that is the taste of meal is different, and if we are going to the fast food services, the fast food taste is totally different, and the arrangement of fast food or the service of fast food is changed to the simple meal services. So we cannot compare this. If we compare, it means it can be disastrous for us. as we know that in nowadays the kids want this kind of fast foods, junk foods, uh, when we reach any restaurant. So what we see that we are ordering a simple chapati and sabzi, and the student or student kind of person or kids, they want fast foods with cold drinks or junk foods. So what they do what they do they will can they compare their food to us, our foods? No, they cannot compare. But or we are compared to our food to their food? No, we are not comparing. So that is, we can say the service can different person to person. Next is, quality of work is not quality of service. Okay. Example, auto dealer may be good in work but may consume a week to get the job done. It means a person who is expert in dealing, or who is a technician of automobiles. So it is not necessary that he is doing the work very efficiently, but the work or the nature of work, the quality of work is not that much effective as he showed. He said that I will repair your machine, I will repair your vehicle in one day, but is he delaying day by day, day by day, day by day? So uh, the person, we can say the customer, will get disturbed, or will not satisfy. Or what he say that your services are good but your quality of work is very poor. So we cannot compare the quality of work with the quality of services. We can take an example of ladies tailor, or we can take an example of boutiques. What they do, they take a number of cloths for tailoring, but they will not provide the cloths, or we can say stitch cloth at time. Okay, the working of or stitching is good, but the time they are taking to make these kind of stitching is too much. So the customer will disturb and they will reach to another service provider. Next is, most services are mix of tangible and intangible attributes. All require different approaches to design and manage than the production of goods. What we see that all the services are mixed with tangible or intangible items. Okay, we can say that if we reach to the salon, uh, the person who is giving you the massage, that is service, but the product who is the person is using, that is tangible, or the service which is giving is intangible. So it is a mixed approach. Okay, when the mixed approach is using, all require different approaches to design and manage the production of goods. Next is, the services with higher degree of contacts are those where product and services are consumed on the spot. Example, the food served and consumed in the restaurants. What they do, there are two different things. They are giving you the services and they are giving you the product also for eating. Okay, and as per your cost, they had given you the particular things. Okay, suppose you have ordered good quality food, so they will provide you better to better things, so that their service quality will be much better, or the degree of your satisfaction will be high. So we can say there are products and services mixed approach. Next is, effective management of services required proper understanding of marketing, personnels and operations. Here we have to require a proper management of the services. Okay, proper understanding of marketing strategies, what are the personnels and operations. Suppose a person who is working in your organization, they are giving the services. Okay, and you are giving the cost of these services to him. or the salary to this kind of personnel. So it is required that you have a proper management of these kind of services. Next is in the services, the cycle of encounters are either through face to face, through phones, through electrochemical devices, or mail interaction. When you are booked a tour for you, or you are booked a travel agency for your tour, you can contact through the email, through the mobile phones, or either phone to face contact. But in nowadays, uh, we use all the electronic media by the conversation. So there is a cycle of encounter, either you are going face to face, either you are using electromechanical devices. That is depend to the customer and the service provider at what kind of media you are using for the communication. Okay, now what are the operation in service sector and what are the types of services? So basically, if we see, there are some different kinds of services. Number one is service business. It means the business organization who is providing services. What are these? The management of the organizations where primary business required interaction with the customers to produce the services falls into this category. For example, banks, airlines, hospitals, law firms, and restaurants. They are the two types of facility are mentioned below. So basically, what are the service business? The business basically started to providing the services. Okay, banks are the financial institution which providing you the financial abilities, financial capacities, or we can say they are managing your finance in their bank. Okay, next is airlines. Airlines provide you the traveling facility from one place to another place by the aeroplanes. Okay, next is hospital. Hospital providing you the health facilities, checkups, or emergencies, or we can say the medicines, or there are number of facilities. Health facilities are uh, X-rays or operations. So they are providing that kind of health checkups to you. Next is law firms. Law firms means the firms who is providing you the lawyers. Okay, the we can say the private firms or private institutions who is providing you different types of lawyers or educators who will educate you for how to deal with your cases, how to deal with your clients. These are the basically service businesses. Restaurants are the businesses, they are providing only services to you, no? They are giving you the food facility, they are giving you the sitting facility, you can consume lot of time over there. Okay, and if they are giving you the proper place, uh, or if we can say a safe place for you. So that's called service businesses. There are two types of service business are mentioned below. Here there are two types of service businesses. Number one, facility based services. What does it mean? Who is giving you the facility? Those services where customer must go to service facility. Suppose if we are talking about facility based services, it means you have to reach that place. Okay, the service provider will not come to your home. This is not home based facilities or not home deliveries. Suppose clinic, if we are talking about clinic, the doctor and clinic will not come to your home now. You have to reach that particular place, then you can take the services. Or as we are talking about gym, you have to reach the gym for weight loss. They will not come to you to reduce your weight. You have to go, you have to work out over there, and then you will get the results. So they are giving you the gymming facilities, machines they are providing you. Next is bank. Bank is providing you the financial services like ATM cards, or uh, opening of account, closing of account. These all are, we can say, facility based services. Second is field based services. Field based services are those services where production and consumption of the services takes place in customer environment. Here we can say there are number of home delivery or freelancers in the market. You just call them and they will reach to your place and they will provide the services. As we know that there is a urban club company who is giving you the salon services. There is a Domino's who giving you the home delivery of food, and there is a Amazon who can you are just ordered the product and they will give you the product at your home. So this is called the field based services, and these kind of person are called home delivery persons. Okay, so next one is technology has transferred many facility based services to the field based services. Example, telemarketing brings shopping centers. Next one is another kind of services, internal services. Okay, internal services, what does it mean? This category of service is required to support the larger activities of the organization. Example, data processing, accounting, engineering, maintenance services is viewed parallelly to the quality. Internal services are those services which is going under the organization in internal environment. If you have an academic institution, it means you need the teachers, you need the sweepers, you need some, we can say, maids, you need accountants for academic for admissions, you need a registrar facility who maintain the registers. You have to be a punch machines over there so that you can punch on these kind of machines. So everything is storing we can say a data of your reaching and you are leaving the organization. Each and everything is storing in proper machine. So you are giving your services and they will give the charges to you for your services. That is called internal services. It means you have an engineer of the organization. If you are a manufacturing unit, there are engineers, there are accountants, there are data processing personnel. So we can say there are number of technicians over there, computer managers, or number of personnels are working over there, and they are working for only a single organization. Okay, that is called internal service. What are the roles of services in the economy? Basically, why the services are giving, either it is beneficial for maintain the economy. Yes, obviously there is a biggest role in the economy to balance the economy. If we are talking about services, service can help in following industries like trade, hotel, restaurant. They all are providing services and these are service organizations. Okay, and there is a big role of these particular organization in maintaining the economy of our India or another country. Okay, next is transport, storage, and communication. These also are the organization who is giving you the services, and they are also a very big role to raise the GDP of our particular country. Next is transport includes roads, railways, airways, islands, and overseas water transport. This is all, we can say, the mode of transportation. Those can give proper uh, prices or providing the services. This is called we can say a very big role to maintain the economy. Next is financial institutions, insurance, real estate, and business services. It also have a very big role to maintain the economy. Next was community, social, and personal services. So these company have a big, we can say, a contributor of managing the economy of the country. Financial institutions have a, we can say, a liquidity. Insurance have a liquidity of money. Real estate companies and business services are the biggest contributor who are giving the services for the maintaining our economy. Community services, personal services. these also are the biggest contributor. Community services include government establishments and NGOs, its departments, personal services such as health, education, NGOs. uh, as we know that academics and institutions are also a very big contributor to maintain the economy, to raise the GDP. Okay, and NGOs are also a very, we can say, big service provider companies. Next is, what is service design? As we have discussed that there are number of services over here. And what is service design? Service design is the process of planning and organizing all the inputs and resources. It means to design a service as per the customer demand, will a proper process for planning and organizing all the inputs and resources such as people, infrastructure, communication, and material of the services. When we are providing a service to the person, what we do, we are using our skills to providing the services. We are using a proper infrastructure. Suppose we are giving the services of a restaurants, so there are the person who are attendees. Next is infrastructures, or waiters are over there. How to communicate that these waiters with you, or what kind of material they are using. Okay, every restaurant have some kind of material now, what kind of plates they are giving, what kind of glasses, water facilities, washroom facilities, everything are included in the service design. Next is, in order to improve its quality, the interaction between service organization and customer is must. When you are improving the quality of the service, it is necessary that we are having the proper communication with the customer, that what he actually want. Okay, if he want a 3 bhk room, 3 bhk facility, or he want a park facility when he is purchasing a flat, so it is your duty that you have to satisfy your customer. As we know that customer satisfaction is the primary concern when we are selling our goods and services. Next is, for improving the performance or quality, a restaurant choose a service design agency. It means that when, if you are improving the performance, you are improving the performance or the quality of your product or service, a restaurant choose a service design agency. Okay, they will hire a agency for, we can say, for uh, make a proper service layout or service design. They will hire the externals for making a service design. Next is, this agency change the menu, they can change the layout and appearance of the restaurants to improve the customer experience and the perception. As per customer perception, by their age, by their, we can say, their age group, uh, they are what kind of customers are belongs to. They are from middle family, we can say they are from the higher families or lower background. That depends as per the customer, that what kind of layouts, what kind of menu they are, what are the prices of the products you are giving. Okay, that can be affordable as per the customer requirement. And the appearance, what the service appearance is good or not. Each and everything is considered when you are designing a service. The next point, and very important point, is service metrics. How we design a service metrics, and what are the basic, you can say, what are the basics of service metrics. A service metric is a classification matrix of services industry firms based on characteristics of the individual firm service processes. A service matrix has been designed by Roger Skinner and first appeared in 1986. Basically, for designing the services, a particular performer, or we can say a matrix used, and that matrix has given by Roger Skemmener in 1986. He told that these are the service industry and how they performed, what are the basic uh, performance matrix they have to follow. The service metric process uh, can be useful when investigating the strategic changes in service operations. When you are, we can say, when you are using a service matrix, it is necessary to investigate what are the changes required and what are the strategic changes in service operations you can do, and uh, how did it work? Let's see about it. In addition, there are unique managerial changes associated with equal quadrant of the matrix. The matrix is made up of 4 quadrants, and every particular quadrant have associated with other quadrant and how they work. By paying close attention to the challenges associated with their related classification, service firms may improve their performance. Let's see, this is a service matrix. You can see there are 4 quadrants over here, and there are uh, 2 arrows. Here you see the service customization. Vertically and horizontally you can see the customer participation. And let's start with the first, second, third, fourth quadrants. Here the service capacity or customization is very low, and in the upper point it is high. Now you can see that on the left side the customer participation is low, and on the right side customer participation is very high. Now see the quadrants. Number one is service shops. What is service shop? Service shop like hospitals, auto repair shops, restaurants are the service shop. Next is professional services. What are these? These are doctors, lawyers, accountants, and architects. Okay, next is service factory. Service factory means who are providing you fast foods, who are hotels, motels, and airlines. These are called service factories. Next is mass services. Mass services means who are giving you a vast type of ranges, that is called mass services. We can say retail firms, wholesale firms, and schools. This is called a service matrix. Let's consider point number one, that this is service shop. And what did you see? That in service shop there are, in first point, service shop like hospitals, the service customization is very high and customer participation is very low, because hospital cannot design by the help of customer feedback. It is designed as the overall, we can say, health purposes. Okay. uh, Here we can say auto repair shops cannot design for a single purpose, single customer. They cannot take the feedback of customer, or the service customization is very high. Restaurants are also designed as per their own need, not the customer participation is over there when they designing the restaurants. Okay, after they, when they start the giving services, then customer participation will high. But when they are making these products, when they are making the service shop, there will be no participation, or we can say the participation is very low. In service factory you can see this, where is this fast food, where is it hotels, where it is hotels or airlines. Service customization is very low and customer participation is also very low, because fast food delivery is same for everyone. Okay, hotels, motel services are, we can say, can vary to customer, but we can say service customization is low. In airlines, they have designed a airline as, uh, we can say, as the same way every day. So this is also called, we can say, it is a very low customer participation and very low service customization. Point number three is professional services. Here we see the service customization is very high, as well as customer participation is also very high. Next is mass services, retail firms, wholesale firms and schools. Here service customization is very low and here customer participation is very high. For choosing a school, it is depend to the customer that what type of school he wants for the admissions. So this is called a service matrix, and we can consider all the services as per the service matrix. Okay, thank you.